I don't know about you, but that looked like money.
Hey, what's up everybody? This is Jeremy. Today's video is going to be a little different. I've mainly posted vintage football cards on my channel thus far, but I do collect some vintage baseball and some not so vintage baseball, as you can see here. And in honor of pitchers and catchers reporting, I thought I'd do a little video on some of the baseball cards of pitchers that I have. I mainly collect pitchers. I think they're kind of undervalued, or hitters are overvalued. I do have some mantles and some cards like that, but I mainly go for pitchers. I've always been a fan of pitchers. My channel's named after a pitcher. So yeah, here we go. We're going to start with, this is no particular order. I tried to go from not so vintage to vintage, but we'll go through these really quick. This is one of my favorite pitchers of all time, Pedro Martinez. He was dominant during the steroid era. Absolutely dominant. Pretty crazy. This is his 92 Bowman. He's also got a 91 Upper Deck that I'm going to show next, but this is probably my favorite one. Just a great action shot of Pedro. And here's the 91 Upper Deck. This is graded a PSA 10, and I think it still is a PSA 10 because the centering's pretty much spot on. Next up, oh yeah, one of my other favorite pitchers, the Greg Maddux. This is the 87 Leaf. This is what's called out in the PSA set registry as his card to have. This one looks pretty good. Again, the new PSA standard shouldn't matter because this is centered really well. And I promise we're getting more vintage, but this one I picked up a few months ago. This is Randy Johnson's 89 Topps Tiffany, also graded a 9. Really tough card to find. Tiffany's are fun, and there's the bright Tiffany back. It gets really tricky with 89 Topps traded Tiffany's because you can't really tell a difference unless you hold the card in your hand and feel the gloss. Other than that, there's no difference. Oops. Probably my favorite reliever of all time, one of them anyways, Trevor Hoffman. He started out with the Reds. He actually started out as an infielder and then converted into one of the most dominant closers of all time. Actually held the saves record when he retired. This is his 92 Bowman rookie. And we're going to jump way back. The 64 Topps Tommy John. Now Tommy John's a guy I think is going to get in the Hall of Fame at some point. I really do. Didn't happen this year, but I think eventually it does happen. This is a nice SGC 6. Another great picture from the 60s and 70s, Fergie Jenkins. The 60s were just loaded with pictures. Great pictures, as you're going to see. And they're really affordable. I mean, this is a great looking PSA 4. You can get them for peanuts, really. Okay, here's another great closer. This is the 73 Topps Goose Gossage rookie card. This is graded a 6. Off center, up and down a little bit. Look at those dope White Sox uniforms. Red and white. Kind of cool. And another rookie of a great closer, the Raleigh Fingers. This one's a newer graded PSA 7. Raleigh without the handlebar mustache. It's a great looking card right there. Great color. Moving on, another This card I've actually had since I was a young boy. I sent it in to get graded and it came back a 7.5. Thought I had a shot at an 8, but yeah, I don't care. It's a gorgeous card of Eck. Here's another, this card is really tough. 71 Topps Blyleven rookie card. Graded in SGC 5. And yeah, this is a nice example. Very, very minor touching on the bottom left and right corner. But otherwise, the edges are very, very clean. This is a great example of a 5.5 from 71 Topps. Crap, I pulled out a lot of cards. All right. The 77 Topps Bruce Sutter. One of the truly great closers of the early 80s. Had a pretty short career too, but this dude was dominant. If you go look at his numbers, played on some really, really bad teams and a couple good teams, but this is his 77 Topps rookie, graded SGC 8.5. One of my favorite players of all time. One of the most underrated pitchers of all time. He had an ERA, career ERA of like 2.89, I think. That's just insane. This card I've had since I was a kid too. Got it graded a couple years ago. It came back a 6, which I kind of figured with the centering, and then there's a little imperfection right there. But yeah, Jim Palmer, one of my favorites as a kid. As an O's fan, he kind of has to be. And he's still, he does some Oriole games during the year. Fun to listen to. Never gave up a grand slam in his entire career. Never gave up a grand slam to anybody. Another card from my childhood. This is a big one. The 68 Nolan Ryan. I bought this back in, I think, 1989 or 1990. I had to put it on layaway at the local card shop. $250, which was a lot back then, and a paper route didn't really pay too well. So it took me a little while to pay it off, but I paid it off, and I got this graded in like the late 90s, as you can tell by the old flip here. It's an SGC 5.5, but I don't care. This is harkens me back to my youth. Off center, left or right. In the back is off center too. A lot of 68s are. But yeah, one of my icons in my collection right here. Almost done. 65 Topps Steve Carlton. I'm a big fan of left-handed pitchers for some reason. And Carlton's one of the best. Not the best, but one of the best. And it's a BVG 6.5. Still got the, I traded for this at a show. Got a pretty good deal on it, just because I think it was in a BVG slab. This is really nice. 6.5 of Lefty. Got a Lefty right here too. The best Lefty ever. Next up, a card where I'm confused as to why this is a 3.5, but whatever. It is stunning, more stunning in person. The 51 Bowman Whitey Ford. It does not have the print lines going across his chest and his face. Many of them do. The centering is almost perfect. It's got this is probably why it's a 3.5. It's got a little bit of a wax pack mark right there. I don't really care about that. This is as nice of a low mid-grade copy as you're going to see. Whitey Ford rookie, 51 Bowman. Just a couple left. This is a PSA 2 48 Bowman Warren Spahn. I would really like to get, hey, look at that. This is his rookie for sure, but he's also got a 48-49 Leaf, which is really awesome looking, that I'd love to get one day. But this is a beautiful 2, and it took me a while to figure out why it was a 2, and you're not going to be able to see it more than likely, but there's a little indentation right here, like almost like a spiral ring indentation. You can only see it in a certain way that you hold the card into the light. Other than that, this thing's just about perfect. It is at arm's length. It looks like an 8, honestly. I love it. What's next? Oh, yes. One of the most beautiful sets of all time. The 34 through 36 Diamond Stars. This is Carl Hubbell. Not technically a rookie card, but I love Diamond Stars more than the Gaudis. I just love the Art Deco design. And if you look at Carl Hubbell cards, he really likes to strike this pose. It's kind of what he does. Yeah, Diamond Stars are beautiful. I got another one coming up. And Hubbell's another lefty. So you see, I collect pitchers, and I predominantly collect left-handed pitchers. And no, I don't have a Sandy Koufax to show you, unfortunately. One day. But I do have this, a very tough Diamond Stars to find, is the Lefty Grove. It's card number 1 in the set. Condition sensitive. Centering issues on it. This one isn't too bad. I got it for a fairly decent price, so I don't love the centering on it, but the color is fantastic. And again, it's got a little schmutz right there, which probably knocked the grade down a little bit. Again, I don't care. It doesn't detract from the overall eye appeal, in my opinion. This is beautiful. Again, this is not a rookie either. He's got 33 Gaudi, which is, I think, most people consider the rookie. But he's also got this one. The 33 DeLong, which in my opinion, DeLong is a far superior looking set than the Gaudi. And print run on DeLong and pop reports on the DeLong are a lot less. And this is a beautiful card. There's only 2 horizontal cards in the set. This one, I think it's Pepper Martin, might be the other one. And this is a, you can see it's a newer grade by PSA, and they laid down the hammer on this in terms of grade. I've seen far worse PSA 3s than this 1.5. This is just stunning. Yeah, one of my favorite cards that I have is this card right here. And DeLongs are really hard to find. You know, I bought this one back in June of 23, 24, and I haven't found one that looks nearly as good as this. regardless of the grade. This is just, it's clean, it's clear. The card stock is really, really bright. And its centering is pretty good. And then I guess I might as well pivot this camera up a little bit. This is the 34 Butterfinger Lefty Grove. I think there's 14 of these in the PSA registry. Now these Butterfingers they're kind of like photos, and a lot of times these are pinned on walls. This one does not have pinholes. It's got a crease there, and it's got a little tear down at the bottom right there, which gives it the 1. But other than that, this thing is, for a PSA 1, is absolutely beautiful. Best left-hander of all time, right there, Lefty Grove. You don't believe me? Look it up. Anyway, thanks for watching again. It's a little bit different than what I normally do, which is football, but I do dabble in vintage baseball as well. And I thought I'd show off some cards with you. Love to hear what you think of those. And yeah, if anybody has a nice Sandy Koufax they're willing to part with, let me know. Anyway, have a good day, and we'll talk soon. Later.